solution here. Oh yes, they found the formula now. It's a numbers game plus Santander, a perfect partnership on BT Sport.
Hello and welcome to It's a Numbers Game. I'm Pippa Monique.
And I'm Dr. Hannah Fry, and we are back to bring you the brilliant hidden forces at play in all of your favourite sports.
That's right, in everything from boxing to baseball, football to Formula One, and even rugby to rowing, maths, science and statistics are the key secrets to success.
And we are going to reveal those secrets through a series of incredible experiments and demonstrations.
Yep, today is no exception. In the next half an hour, we're going to try and prove that goalkeepers really do have cat-like reflexes.
Actually, talking of cats, we're also going to see if Andrew Mensah is a scaredy cat or if he's as brave as a lion when he gets thrown from a very, very large crane.
And breaking a terrific world record. That pun was bad, wasn't it?
That's terrible.
But it does tease us up to what we've got planned this week.
That was even worse. OK, here's a question for you. Just how fast can you launch a golf ball? We took it upon ourselves to find out.
We are here at Santa Pod Raceway, the home of drag racing in the UK. Now, this track has seen some of the top speeds ever.
And some of the speeds that are involved in sport are pretty incredible.
I mean, Usain Bolt can accelerate from 0 to 27 miles per hour in 7.17 seconds.
Meanwhile, MotoGP bike goes from 0 to 200 miles an hour in 10.93 seconds.
But when it comes to mind-blowing acceleration, there's one thing that leaves them trailing behind, and it's this. The humble golf ball.
Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a golf ball possibly be faster than a Formula One car or a motorbike? But actually, when it comes to acceleration, it is.
This golf ball goes from 0 to 150 miles per hour in just 0.0005 seconds. That's 400 times faster than it takes you to blink.
Which is pretty fast, let's be honest. Now, actually, an awful lot of science goes into designing these golf balls. The dimples here create these little pockets of turbulent air that stick to the ball. So the fast-moving air hugs the ball nice and tightly around those turbulent air pockets, and it slips through much easier. That helps to reduce the air resistance, but most important when it comes to the acceleration is the power and speed with which the ball is hit. And nobody can hit a golf ball quite like this. What is competitive driving then, Joe?
So it's basically hitting a golf ball as fast and as far as you possibly can.
Now, Joe, we know you can hit the ball at a distance, but have you ever tried timing how fast the ball can go?
If there was no wind, over a quarter of a mile, it's about 10 seconds.
Oh. OK, Joe, so the sign down there, 440 yards, quarter of a mile.
Yep.
Do you reckon you can do it?
With this wind, it's definitely a tool. It's an ask. If this was the opposite way and we had a bit of downwind, it would be, it would be pretty easy for us. But it's definitely going to be a challenge putting it this way.
Do you want some competition?
I want some competition. Let's go.
Well, Joe, here is what you're up against.
We're now joined by Mclaren engineer and female engineer of the year, Ella Podmore. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a bit more about this Mclaren and how it goes so fast.
So what I have behind me here is the 765 LT, which has approximately 765 brake horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and a quarter of a mile in 9.9, so it's going to be a really close match.
It's great you say 9.9 seconds because Joe said that his golf ball could do a quarter of a mile in 10 seconds.
Okay,
So
we've got a genuine race on our hands here.
We have.
OK, so we've got the supercar, we've got Joe. Let's do this.
Joe, commiserations. A great hit. We're just 30 yards out from the finish line.
Yeah, tough win today. You know, this kind of thing is something that kills distance. So for any golfer to hit quarter of a mile into wind, I'm pleased with it. It was a good hit. Just got outshone by the car.
Well, outshone maybe, but not at the line. At the line, you were well ahead. Ella, your car, I mean, it took a while to get going, I think it's fair to say.
Absolutely. With the vehicle, it builds speed over a long period of time. So I think in the first few seconds, he had it, Joe.
OK, I think the only fair thing to do here is to come back again when the wind's died down a bit and try this all again. Ella still seems confident.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Quietly. All right, we'll see what we can do. Well, we'll have a word, see what we can do about the wind and maybe try this another time.
Switch it off, I'll be back.
How did you feel about winning that race, Ella?
Obviously very happy, but I didn't have much doubt because I know these things are quick.
What is it about this car that means that it can accelerate up to those really high top speeds?
This particular car has 765 brake horsepower, and this is the measurement of power output that an engine produces. And generally, the more brake horsepower the car has, the faster it goes. Brake horsepower differs from actual horsepower because brake horsepower accounts for energy that's lost in the transmission of the tyres. And 1 horsepower equates to about 15 horses. This equates to about 11,000 horses.
Like an entire cavalry. I absolutely love it. And how do you fit into that then? What part of this car do you end up working on?
So as a material scientist, I work on the majority of new components that are coming on to our upcoming vehicles. So this can be carbon fibre parts and new titanium exhaust finishes. And my role is to analyse these in the laboratory under microscopes to see how they're performing and whether they're up to scratch and that they're enduring the conditions that we put them through.
OK, when you say enduring the conditions there, are you just with a microscope sort of smashing these things apart and seeing at what point they crack?
Exactly. In a professional sense, we make sure that we are pushing the materials to the right level of performance and that they're going to do the job because these cars are travelling very quickly, so it's important that they're doing the right thing.
How did you end up becoming an engineer?
So for me, it was during school. I absolutely loved science during school and I kind of wanted to fix things. So I knew that I wanted to be an engineer. But for me, my passion was in chemistry and putting the two together, wanting to fix things, contribute to industry and also loving chemistry. That took me down the route of materials engineering. OK,
so let's say that there's a young person. They kind of like this stuff vaguely. They may be thinking about becoming an engineer. What tips do you have for them to follow in your footsteps?
Get curious. So engineers love to know how mechanisms work and how things go together. And if you want to be an engineer, then go home, have a look at how things fit together, but make sure you get permission before you take apart your toaster.
Yeah, step one. Step one. Well, thank you very much, Ella. Really lovely to meet you. And from one winning team to another, Pippa, what's going on over there?
Well, Hannah, I am lucky enough to be joined by the one and only legendary former England, Liverpool and West Ham goalkeeper, David James. Dave, how's it going?
Fantastic. Thanks very much. Yeah.
I have to ask, is that like a standard-sized goal?
No, I think you'll find this is probably a foot shorter, just to hopefully give me a little bit of an advantage.
We've got David James, but we need a penalty taker. And back in the studio is Ugo Monye, high off the glory of his world record last week. How's it going, Ugo?
Yeah, really good. Looking forward to this one.
So we've got David, we've got Ugo, and here is our very own statman, Duncan Alexander from Opta. Duncan, what have you got planned?
Yeah, we need a bit of science, right? So one of David's predecessors in the England goal, Peter Shilton, reportedly said that you could wait until the penalty was taken and then react to that. But the science kind of doesn't really back that up. The average penalty goes from the spot to the back of the net in about 400 milliseconds. The human brain, to watch it move, that's 100. You've wasted 100. Then another 100 for your brain to tell your muscles to start to move. Jamie might be a little bit quicker. But anyway, by the time you've actually... If it's put in the corner, by the time it's actually, been taken, it's too late. So what we're going to do here, first penalty that Ugo takes, David can do what he would normally do, like look at his body shape, read all the signs, do that sort of stuff. Yeah, he looks ready. And then the second one, we're going to do the react as it's kicked method and see the difference. Ugo, when you're ready.
Oh, you were kidding me.
That's a save.
That's actually a save.
That's you were joking.
That is a save.
Jamie psyched him out.
Wow.
Second penalty, David, I've got to trust you on this. No movement at all, just wait till he kicks it and let's see what happens.
it's in.
It's a terrible penalty.
But it's in.
It's in!
It's in.
It's in the back of the net. That's all you can ask.
J-Mo!
And David's on the floor.
Well, it's interesting on this test because, you know, Peter Shilton's theory doesn't work. It just does not work because, even, you know, Ugo, literally, by the time I picked up where the ball's going, my body moved and it's in. Whereas if I get the chance to slightly move early, maybe even skip, or even play games with Ugo, then I can be there before the shot.
Is it a bit like the rock, paper, scissors mentality? You don't know what they're going to do. But you have to.
Well, there are certain things. Putting the ball down on the penalty spot.
Yeah.
The foot placement is probably the biggest indicator. So if Ugo puts his foot facing that way, the chances are he's going to kick it that way. If he goes the other way, because you don't often see players shoot like that.
That's true.
Maybe they'll start now after saying this. But
yeah, you're talking about 400 milliseconds. You've probably got 300 to work it out.
Yeah. But, I mean, looking at your career, as we've talked about, you are the Premier League's record penalty saver, which is a pretty cool thing to be. I'm sure you don't mention it much. But
shows like this.
If you look at the numbers, it actually varies over time. So at the start of your career with Liverpool in the Premier League, you saved quite a lot. Then you had a bit of a barren spell in the middle, and then quite a lot with Portsmouth towards the end. Was there anything different in those spells, or had you changed your technique or your preparation, or what?
I think with Liverpool, it was basically a gut instinct. Paul Merson's penalty save, I saw him shoot the week before, and I literally stood there and think, well, he's going to go that way. I did. I made the save. With Portsmouth, there was a little bit more science, you know, a bit of video footage to watch. And I think for any kids nowadays, even at grassroots level, you're going to see your opponent on social media showing everyone their penalties. Well, if I know where Ugo's is, which is usually down there, every now and again you get messed up and he goes down the middle.
If any of you aspiring goalkeepers are watching, make sure you do your homework. We've still got loads of stuff to get through, including a tall, and I mean very tall challenge for Andrew Mensah, and we'll be using our creativity for a unique world record. But now we're going from one of the best penalty shot stoppers to some of the best attacking players in the world as we raid through the Champions League library to find the quickest players to ever grace a football field. And here's who we found.
In the Champions League, speed is everything. A turn of pace can change a game, and some of the world's best players have pace to burn. This week, we're taking a look at some of the Champions League's biggest speed merchants. First up, we have the unflappable Virgil van Dijk. He's a defensive rock. He can pass like Pirlo. And he looks great in a tux. But one of the things that sets Big Virg apart from the rest is his pace, perfectly demonstrated with this recovery run against Barcelona in 2019, where he clocked an incredible 21.4 miles an hour. That's only about 5 miles an hour slower than Usain Bolt. Next up, we have World Cup winner Killian M Vape. He bagged a hat-trick as PSG demolished Barca in this season's competition. But the best example of his terrifying pace came in this moment. He accelerates away from the Barca defence at 20.5 miles an hour, but he'd have probably hit a higher speed if Piqué hadn't pulled his shirt. Gerrard, it's football, son, not rugby. Keep your hands to yourself. Finally, Dortmund's Norwegian wonder kid, Erling Braut Haaland. Haaland reached 20 Champions League goals in just 14 games, faster than any player in the competition's history. In 2020, he smashed 2 goals past PSG, but his searing speed was best shown off in this blistering counter-attack. Starting out in his own 6-yard box, as his teammate Jadon Sancho carries the ball forward, Haaland accelerates towards the opposition half, hitting a top speed of 20 miles an hour and covering 60 metres in just 6.64 seconds. Shame about that end product, though. I think he wanted you to pass the ball, Jadon. So there you go, some of the Champions League's biggest speed merchants. Catch us next week, if you can.
Well, if all of that speed has left you thirsty for more, fear not, because right now we are hoping to once again join the esteemed ranks of Guinness World Records. And this week's challenge is truly one big party. Did you know that tea is one of the driving factors of any sport? Because, in fact, when England faced Germany in the World Cup semi-final in 1990, the national grid saw a record increase in electricity demand of 2,800 megawatts, which is equivalent to 1.1 million kettles, all going on at exactly the same time. So today, our world record is everyone's cup of tea, as we aim to throw the most amount of tea bags into mugs from a distance of 1.5 metres in just 30 seconds. Very specific record, this one. Now, after smashing his world record attempt last week, Ugo Monye will be trying to earn another note in the annals of history. Ugo, how are you feeling?
Well, listening to you talk there stirred up a lot of emotion within me.
It's good. Like that. Enjoyed that.
But to make matters more interesting, we're going to make this a bit of a competition. Also testing his credentials as a tea bag throwing expert, Andrew Mensah. Andrew, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I don't think this is Ugo's challenge. His arm's too big. He don't know how to caress. This is all me.
And here to ensure we strictly play by the rules is Guinness World Records adjudicator, Alan Pixley. Alan, fancy a cuppa?
No, thank you.
Sure.
Fair enough. I think we've had more than enough tea puns. Let's see if you guys can brew up a storm in a teacup.
I'm ready.
3.
Oh, gosh.
Look, he's not even ready.
1, go!
Come on, then. Oh, right, it's not a great start.
Oh, that's one.
He's got one.
Don't focus over there. Focus here. He's got one.
Shoot.
Come on.
Come on.
Oh,
Yes, 2.
Don't listen to them.
Three.
Don't listen. Just stay in your lane. You've got this. Come on. 4. Take the cup. 5. Andrew, we've got to get at least one. Come on. Focus.
6.
Focus.
7.
Are you allowed to move on to the next one? Don't listen to those numbers. Don't listen. Come on, Andrew. Come on.
I can't believe
8.
Time!
Andrew! Andrew! Has he done it?
Ugo.
Has he done it? I've done it again! I wasn't even looking over there.
I can't believe it.
Has he actually?
Ugo, the record's 9.
what? What?
So I would have disqualified you for stepping over the line.
Oh, that's awkward.
You can have another go, Ugo.
This is an official Guinness World Records attempt. 3, 2, 1, go!
Come on, Andrew. Let's go. Come on. Get in. Come on, Andrew. Focus over here. Keep it going. Let's go. Put some pace on that.
Keep going.
Yes, let's go. Next one. 4. Come on. Lovely. Yes, Andrew. Come on. Keep throwing.
Go.
20 seconds, Andrew.
6. 7.
Keep
Watch your
throwing.
toes. 8.
Yes, come on. 9. Let's go. Come on, Andrew.
10. Come on.
11. What happened?
Bro, if you get the record,
I was so
I'm going to be
focused over here.
steaming.
Oh.
So, Andrew and Ugo attempted the Guinness World Records title for the most tea bags thrown into a mug in 30 seconds. Andrew achieved 3.
Steph Curry.
Ugo achieved 12, which means there's a new Guinness World Records title.
Oh, my gosh! Champion!
Yes, Alan!
Yes, champ!
Now, Alan, you got to smile for that, bro.
No?
You're my boy.
But while you two calm down about that, actually, we've got another challenge for you. Now, earlier on in this show, David James was telling us about how quickly he reacts to penalties. And reaction times actually play an incredibly important role in sport.
That's why so many teams and sports academies spend a lot of effort on improving the speed and agility of their athletes. So we went to a lake just outside of London to find out more.
Something that's really important in a lot of sports is the speed of someone's reactions.
Hannah, what do you mean, man?
Yeah, it's how quickly someone can react to something. And if you think about it, you've got sprint starts when you're returning someone's serve in tennis or a punch in boxing. In all of those situations, the quicker that you can be, the more of an advantage you'll have.
Yeah, you hear a lot of athletes talk about that in, like, career-defining moments. They say it kind of feels like time stands still.
Well, when you are in a high-pressure or stressful situation, a really important hormone called adrenaline floods through your body and triggers a series of reactions, getting oxygen and blood to your muscles as much as possible. And it's said that that can improve your reaction time.
And we're going to test reaction times under 2 extreme ways.
So what you need, yeah, is you need someone with the strength like Drogba, but also with the finesse like a cat.
True. You got anyone in mind?
Pip, it's me. I'm ready for this. Just give me the test and let me know what I need to do and I'm there.
OK, we're going to give you a go. So let's get yourself into a nice relaxed state, really zen, a few deep breaths. We're going to test your reaction times using a special bit of kit over there. So these things here are called reaction gates, and they use them in professional teams and academies to try and improve speed and agility. And each one of them has got a little laser that comes out, bounces off the reflector, and then hits a sensor so it can tell when it's been broken.
3, 2, 1, go! Loving the technique.
It's the gracefulness for me. It's just...
There's so much concentration. Doing pretty well. Done.
Oh!
That wasn't bad.
Impressive.
It wasn't bad. OK, Andrew then managed a time of 24.91 seconds, which is pretty good. But Ugo, no, you're a little bit competitive. Thought it was only fair that we give you a chance to show you what you can do.
OK.
So, OK, you ready?
Yeah.
Well, don't split your jeans, bro.
Relax.
OK, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, my God.
He's got reach.
Oh, gosh.
There you go, there you go.
That one slip up.
Oh, you're getting tired,
That's
though,
a
isn't it?
massive slip up.
16.6 seconds.
Oh, my God. You're not even moving, bro.
Wait, the task was to break the beams. All I did was break the beams, bro. Just
Like, it's
limbering
cutting
up,
shapes,
mate.
isn't
Skinny
it?
jeans or not.
Andrew, I know it's probably unsurprising that you came second best in this one, but we've got a former England rugby international here.
I'm just taking L's today, man. I don't like it, man.
Also, actually, Andrew, we've got something that might help you, you know, something that might give you a little bit of a competitive advantage.
Have you got platform shoes?
Not quite. Watch this. 24.91 seconds. So that's like your baseline. That's you calm, nice and simple. Now we need to move on to stage 2. And for that, we need to give you a massive adrenaline shot.
Nah, you two sound too mischievous, man. I don't trust you two. Just tell me what I'm doing.
I'm so glad you asked. You're going to be jumping off that.
Nah, you lot are joking. I'm not. You guys are gonna throw me off that. Am I your like test dummy? First it's throwing balls on me. Now I'm getting thrown off a crane.
Don't worry. You're going to be attached to a bungee.
I'll talk you through it now, right? And then I'll talk you through it again on the way up.
Like, serious.
You're gonna count me, right?
I'm gonna count you down, yeah.
So when you say 3, I just go. What am I doing?
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, let's get played up. Guys ready, yeah?
Oh my God, bro. Okay, so bungee jump on a lovely day like this. This is calm. Actually, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
How high is that?
160 feet.
I'm jumping. Tom said I should jump. Yeah, I'm ready.
No
Wait for
pressure.
this radio message.
Just adrenaline.
And then jump.
That's it. Head first.
Head first, yeah?
Looking straight out. Going. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh! Hey, yo, that was crazy!
Come on, Mensah.
Go on. Keep it going.
It is nimble. He's nimble.
You know what? It does look a lot quicker.
I don't know why, but I feel...
Oh!
How do you feel?
Oh, my God.
How do you feel?
22.98.
Whoa.
Andrew? 22.98.
Oh, my God.
OK, so strangely enough, chucking off a crane doesn't constitute a proper scientific experiment. But you know what? There is some evidence here that could go towards that theory that adrenaline improves reaction times.
Oh, my God.
Andrew, that was pretty incredible. You even managed to knock off a few seconds after your adrenaline rush. But how did it feel like being safe back on the ground?
Yeah, but let me not lie to you, yeah? You see the floor? This is my best friend right now. I'm never leaving the floor again. It was absolutely crazy. Like, the mix of emotions. When I was going up, I was just thinking, I can't stand Pippa and Hannah to get me through this. And then as soon as I jumped off, I was like, I love Pippa and Hannah. It's like the most best feeling, like, it was total bliss. It was incredible.
Well, if the floor's your best friend, what's your relationship like with adrenaline? Because you seemed to struggle after that bungee jump, didn't you?
Can't lie. Me and adrenaline have an on and off relationship, bro. Because, like, the first hour, as soon as I jumped off the bungee, it was I was in the Matrix. It was like there was 3 of me. I was on a roll. And then, literally, like, about an hour, I was slumped. It's like I needed milk or something.
You're so brave, though, because even when we was on the ground, looking up to see how high he was, I could never have done that and get back down and have all these fast reactions. So, well done to you.
Props to me, innit?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, though, because if you think about it, your body's in such a state of stress when you've got that adrenaline. It's just exhausting, right? And that's the reason why it's not good to have that much adrenaline all the time. You kind of want a mixture of, like, adrenaline and calm as you do stuff.
Right, that's about all we've got time for today after a jam-packed show. But I've just had a thought. Racing a car against a golf ball, reaction times, and even our world record-breaking team run. Everything about today's show was about speed, right?
Exactly that. Speed and time, 2 of the most important aspects of nearly every sport. You can find many more clips from our show on btsport.com, but make sure that you join us next time when we're going to be discovering more of the amazing science behind sports.
This is the moment they've been waiting for, and that's the winning combination. It's a numbers game plus Santander, a perfect partnership on BT Sport.